I want to talk about this big myth about fat and health, which is that fat is unhealthy and weight loss is healthy. So if weight loss doesn't work, it doesn't work, and just leads to this cycle of dieting that everyone calls yo-yo dieting, and people sort of understand that yo-yo dieting is a bad thing, but really all dieting is yo-yo dieting. It really is, because it doesn't work, so you go on another diet and another diet and another diet. I'm here to tell you that fat is not dangerous. There are instances in the medical literature and in research that talk about the obesity paradox. So what is the obesity paradox? Well, it's this instance that happens again and again and again, where obesity seems to have a protective effect.
The woman you just heard so flippantly commit a post hoc ergo propter hoc fallacy and a blatant lie about medical science is fat activist Golda Peretzky in her TEDx talk, Why It's Okay to Be Fat. But she's right about several things in this talk. Being obese is becoming more normal. But what she's not telling you about are the health effects that do happen. The things she's lying about, heart attack, stroke, and youth diabetes, are all horrible problems. But where do they start? They all begin at the grocery store. We decided to go shopping and pick up normal, quote-unquote, American foods and have a standard American diet for a day, see how we felt, and talk about the health effects of everything that we were doing to ourselves. This is a little disappointing right here, I'm not gonna lie. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're taking a look at the standard American diet from not only from the perspective of two fitness enthusiasts and gym rats, but also on my part from the perspective of a healthcare professional. So today what we're going to do is we're going to go through the standard American diet and talk about health implications of the diet as a whole and offer up a healthier alternative for every meal. So we're going to start with breakfast. So for breakfast, the most popular item in America, as far as we could find, is cold cereal. And the most popular type of cold cereal is sugar cereal. I think the most popular one was either Lucky Charms or Honey Nut Cheerios, I don't remember. But I took the liberty of picking Reese's Puffs because that is my sugar cereal of choice. I also got the most popular milk, which is whole milk.
Okay, so I've actually never had this brand. This is a healthier alternative, so I hear, because it's protein cereal is basically what it is.
There's a lot of fat in there.
And it's Magic Spoon. So Mind Pump, the podcast. I listen to them a lot. They love this. So I thought, maybe I'd try it too. So
Sweet.
This is considered a healthier alternative for that kind of cereal.
It looks kind of keto friendly too, because it's only 4 grams net carbs.
It is. So that's... I am not keto in the slightest, but that's okay. I'm going to try it anyways because it's a healthier alternative to that. I don't even like Reese's Puffs, like the taste.
I love Reese's Puffs.
And I'm using almond milk. Calorie-wise, health-wise, is actually not the best option. I'm just slightly lactose intolerant, so...
I don't like the taste of almond milk in general, so almond milk with cereal just sounds like a good way to ruin the cereal. So we're going to go ahead and get started and see... The way we're going to do portions, or the way I'm going to do my portion, as a standard American breakfast, I'm going to put the bowl on the scale, and I'm not really going to look at what it is. Hold on, I'm going to make sure it's in grams. Okay, so one serving of Reese's Puffs is 39 grams, and that's 160 calories, 4.5 grams of fat, 30 grams of carbs with 12 grams of sugar, and 3 grams of protein. So it's a horrible macro makeup. And so I'm just going to pour until it looks like the way that I would eat it.
Pour one serving and then pour how much like you'd actually eat.
Okay, so one serving is 39 grams. Holy crap.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Too much.
That's 40. That is a serving. That's like nothing. That barely covers the bottom of the bowl. If I were going to make a breakfast out of this, I would probably put in that much. That is, holy Moses. It's 205 grams. That's 5 plus servings of this. That is about 800 calories just in the cereal. And that includes 72 grams of sugar in this bowl right here. Now, as far as milk, again, it's supposed to be one serving is 1 cup. I'm obviously going to do more than 1 cup, but here's what I would do with this milk here.
Oh, I hate that you're doing that. Is that what you always do? Like, do you eat so much cereal that you have to, like...
Yes, that's what I do. I got almost half of the thing in here, so we're going to say there's 8 servings. I'm going to say that's about 3 servings. It's about 3 cups of milk in there, which is about 450 more calories, which is going to give me about 1,250 calories for my breakfast here. 39 protein, 181 carb, and then...
Okay, so I feel like every cereal has 1 cup for each serving. So this one also has 1 cup. It's 140 calories, 7 grams of fat, 15 grams of carbs, and 12 grams of protein. So there is a little bit higher protein. I still wouldn't consider this great.
There's
macros.
a lot of fat in there.
But that's okay, you know?
Well, we also eat a high carb, high protein, low fat diet
Yes.
generally. So all that extra fat would make it hard to keep up for the rest of the day.
But I will say this is automatically better because it has a crossword puzzle on the back. So you won't be an iPad kid.
And it doesn't have any added sugars. When you're looking at the nutrition facts on something, sugars and carbs don't matter as much as the added sugars. Those are like super refined that have been added in the processing.
Shit.
37, there you go. There's 37 grams.
So that's what we're working with.
Barely covers the bottom of the bowl.
It's okay. And then this is 1 cup as well. I probably won't need 1 cup for this amount of cereal, but that's okay. There's 30 calories, 3 grams of fat, 2 grams of carbs, and 1 gram of protein.
You should put in as much as you would, like if you were going to eat it as a meal, how much would you put in? No, not that. About that. That's not quite 2 servings. It's 58 grams. That's not bad. About a cup of almond milk. Your breakfast versus mine. So that puts you 58 grams. We'll just call it like 1.75 servings, 1 3/4 servings here. So that is sweet. So you're at about 280 calories, 15 fat, 25 carb, and 19 to 20 protein. That's decent enough compared to my 1,250 calorie bowl of cereal here. Probably the biggest health risk associated with eating sugary cereals and things like that is type 2 diabetes. Now, type 2 diabetes is basically just caused by having elevated blood sugars for an extended period of time. So over the years, that high blood sugar will damage blood vessels that go to the nerves all over your body, but particularly in your extremities. Now, what happens when that happens is that the sensation in the extremities is impaired, and blood flow doesn't work the way that it should. And if you get any kind of an injury, a cut, a bruise, that tissue won't heal properly. And you can get septic, you can get gangrene, and eventually the blood flow just won't happen the way that it needs to, and you will end up losing those extremities, whether it's by amputation. Hopefully it's amputation, because that means that you're not letting the gangrene advance too much, but it could just be by the gangrene. And another huge issue with type 2 diabetes is that it can even cause strokes by damaging blood vessels. So it could cause a hemorrhagic stroke if the blood vessels get too damaged. They might tear or burst, and you end up with a horrible, horrible stroke that could either cost you your life, cost you the function of your arm and leg on one side, impair your vision. It could destroy your ability to recall words or to understand what other people are saying to you. All of these conditions are associated with type 2 diabetes. And so if you're someone who consumes these types of cereals on a regular basis, it might be time to start looking for a different option for your breakfast. Do you drink your milk after you have cereal in it?
No.
Oh my God, you're missing out.
I mean, that's what titty milk tastes like, right? You can just drink my titty milk.
I don't drink your titty milk.
Saying you could.
No, I don't want
Because
to.
it tastes like cereal, apparently.
Do you remember how hard it was to eat that Chris Bumstead post-workout meal that was like rice, pasta, red sauce, and ground turkey, ground beef? That was 1,100-ish calories. This was 1,250, and I could comfortably eat probably another half bowl of that. That didn't fill me up whatsoever. It was all sugars. That's kind of the danger of cereal. You can go and just eat and eat and eat and eat and eat cereal, and you never really feel full.
That actually kind of filled me up, but I don't think it was the cereal. I just get full really easily.
And you still have like half of yours left. So Gracie didn't eat all of hers because that's like half of the fat that she eats in a day, and she wants to stick more toward her macros today. I am obviously not going to stick to my macros because Jesus Christ.
You
that's
state that after you eat almost a whole box of cereal.
I know. Well, 1,250 calories right there.
The cereal tastes really good. The Magic Spoon, I mean, it has whey in it. So if your stomach is sensitive to whey, don't eat it.
Well, we're gonna go ahead and get things ready for the next meal. Probably go to the gym, and we'll get back with you guys after. All right, we're back with lunch, and so we went with the most popular item in the United States for lunch, which is a hamburger or cheeseburger. Cheeseburger. I got fries. She did not get fries. Why didn't you get fries?
So, here's the thing. I'm not against fries. If I were to eat fries, I would just air fry them. Potatoes are good for you. They are a great source of carbs. Carbs are not the enemy. I'm just not all that hungry, and we're going to work out in a little bit, so I didn't get fries. I also just didn't want to make it, if I'm being completely honest.
But she's got a healthy version of a burger. Do you want to explain what's in your burger?
Yeah, so, what kind of beef did you get me?
97.3.
97.3.
97% lean.
Yep. And then I also got fat-free cheddar cheese, and a sesame bun with tomatoes. So, I mean, it's simple ingredients, but you don't know what they put in that. That's the thing.
Well, so I've got a McDonald's because, you know, most popular. McDonald's quarter pounder with cheese, no pickles because I hate pickles, and a medium fry. So in a medium fry, we've got 350 calories, 17 grams of fat, 4 grams of protein, 46 grams of carb. In the sandwich, there are 28 grams of fat, 31 grams of protein, and 39 grams of carb. So just in these two items, we've got 28 and 17 is 45 grams of fat, and there's a lot of saturated fat in there. So thing to remember about this, heart disease.
I was trying to compare the two.
Oh.
Mine has less calories and it's bigger.
And it kind of looks better. It doesn't look as anemic.
Bigger and better.
Oh.
Ew.
But McDonald's uses the strategy of lots of salt, lots of fat, lots of sugar, and it keeps you coming back. Oh, for my drink, I got Capri Sun because I didn't want to drink soda. I grew up not drinking soda, so the idea of soda kind of repulses me. So I got another sugary drink, so I can be a typical American.
So I get these. I'm really bad at drinking water. I try to aim for half a gallon to a gallon on a good day. But this is like a reward for me. 0 calories, 0 sugar. They're not great for you. They probably give you cancer in the long run. But it helps you drink more water, and it's not a bunch of sugar. So that's my drink of choice.
Basically, the big deal with food like McDonald's, to where it really, really messes you up, is the fats, and especially the saturated fats. Now, McDonald's is kind of notorious for everything being fried and deep fried and just kind of gross for you. And like the most popular thing on the menu is the French fries. Now, whenever you eat those things with all those types of fats in them, the saturated fats, the fake oil fats, like a lot of it's like vegetable oils, those types of fats will stick in your blood vessels and they start to occlude them. And everybody knows that leads to like heart disease, and it can contribute to diabetes, but also your risk of stroke is just so much higher when you're eating foods like that all the time, because it builds up little blockages. And literally what a stroke is that blockage in the blood vessels gotten to the point not enough blood gets to the brain, and parts of your brain altogether just die. They literally just die. And you have to find new strategies to, remodel your brain using neuroplasticity in order to actually function again. Like I've seen a guy 34 years old have a massive stroke to the point where his entire left side just didn't work at all. 34 years old. His entire left side just didn't work. And this guy had 2 young kids. He had a wife. He had a job. Like, what's his family going to do now? He's got to go on disability. Okay. So, I'm assuming you probably feel pretty good. Mm-hmm. I feel pretty gross after that. The thing about McDonald's is that it tastes like regret. Like, you want it really badly when you first get it, and then after you eat it, you hate yourself and you feel guilty. Hopefully I don't feel too awful. We'll get a workout in and we'll be back for meal number 3. So we just got back from the gym and we're having our post-workout meal, snack before dinner. I have oatmeal cream pies, one of America's favorite sweet snacks. And actually one of my favorites when I was a kid. My grandma and grandpa were super into these.
They're a lot smaller than I remember.
Yeah, they are. And then I've also got the most popular snack in America, classic Lay's potato chips. Chips are something you really got to be careful with, because if you start on chips and you don't measure them out, then you really can go overboard. There's 160 calories in one serving of chips. And one serving is 15 chips, which is about that. Nobody eats only that many chips at all, ever. If you're eating chips, you're eating the whole bag, basically. Now, the big risk with things like this, you're raising up your blood sugar like crazy, so you're running a risk of diabetes. And then these are just really salty and full of fat and saturated fat. The salt raises your blood pressure. You don't want to have too much sodium in your diet. It will make your blood pressure higher and can cause damage to the blood vessels and lead to, stroke, diabetes, things like that. And all that fat can just occlude your arteries. What have you got?
So I've got popcorn. This is actually, I think this is a newer brand. It's got pink salt in it. And the macros are 6 grams of fat, 14 grams of carbs, and 2 grams of protein. The serving size is 3 cups. Okay, so this is a good snack. Especially if you're not really hungry, but you're in a snacking mood, because everyone goes through that. This is a really, really good one for that.
Read the ingredients.
Organic non-GMO popcorn, organic extra virgin coconut oil, and then pink salt. Another thing about these is, so when you eat a fairly clean diet, you have to make sure that you put extra salt on everything that you eat. Because when you eat fast food and shit like this, there's a bunch of salt that's already added into it. If you eat super clean, there's really not a lot of salt. You need salt. So
Not
this is
too
a really
much,
good
but-
way. Not too much, but I don't think you really can get too much if you're eating super clean.
Well, and the more active you are, the more salt you need. Like, if you're a super active person, the suggested amount of salt in a day is like a third of what you actually need.
So like, I go on a morning run along with a 90-minute workout at night. So I have
And
to
walking
purposely.
10,000 steps in a day.
So I purposely will put salt in my pre-workout and stuff like that. So this is a really good one just because you can get that little bit of extra salt and it's a really good snack.
I actually have no desire to eat this. Like, this is like depression. Well, does it taste like depression?
Can't even taste it.
It tastes like depression.
It's kind of good.
I remember when I first moved out of my parents' house, I went through a really depressed spell. I would go to the store and buy Little Debbie snack cakes and eat them because it was like a comfort thing. It's kind of sad, isn't it?
It's a little sad. I did the exact opposite. I just didn't eat.
All right, we are back for the last meal of the day. Gracie has a pizza she made. Do you want to explain what you've done here?
Yeah, so I got a cauliflower crust pizza, and then fat-free cheese. So for the whole thing, and this is big. For the whole thing, for just the crust, it's 550 calories. So it's about probably 800. I didn't use the whole bag of cheese. It's probably around 800 calories for the whole thing. So
That was pretty good.
that's pretty good.
I got a Pizza Hut pepperoni pizza because Pizza Hut is the most popular pizza in the United States, and pepperoni is the most popular type of pizza. This is a medium pizza. There are 220 calories per slice. Times 8 slices is 1,760 calories for the whole pizza.
Literally, the pepperonis are like little
Look-
bowls for oil.
Yeah, this is a lot of fat, whole lot of fat, whole lot of saturated fat. I've never been this unexcited for a pizza. There's a little piece of me that's kind of excited because when I was growing up, the only pizza we ever had was Pizza Hut. And so there's a nostalgia factor, but I know a lot of people say that the sauce tastes like ketchup and that sort of thing. I've not had Pizza Hut pizza in a really long time.
like Pizza
So
Hut.
I don't really remember the taste of it. So cheers, let's do it. Well, almost cheers. You're too late. There we go, cheers. It definitely tastes like childhood. I mean, I don't hate the pizza. I mean, I grew up with this stuff, so. Fond memories, but at the same time, I would give a lot to just have some chicken and rice right now. Like, I legitimately would prefer chicken and rice over this. So the problem with eating something like this versus something like that, so with fat-free cheese and all that sort of thing, you do get things that are more processed. Like cauliflower crust is very processed. Fat-free cheese, very processed. And there's something to be said for like a little bit of animal fat, so like in like actual cheese. But this sort of thing is at least doing away with the saturated fats and the things that are really going to clog the crap out of your arteries. Whereas this is like heart attack with a side of angioplasty right here. This is really bad. This is where, you know, you really get the heart disease, the stroke, that sort of thing. People that eat pizza just regularly, you know, you'll hear on TV, it's like, it's pizza night on Friday night, and, you know, you're doing something fun with your kids, but at the same time, you're doing them a big disservice, feeding them something like this regularly. A third of Americans have pizza at least once a week. Average person eats 5 slices in a sitting. Jesus. The average American eats 40 pizzas a year. 40? According to the Food Network, the average American eats more than 6,000 slices of pizza in his or her lifetime. That's like 800 pizzas.
That's crazy. And it's sad. And for people that are in, you know, denial of it and, you know, think this won't happen to me, just go look at the rates. Like go look and go to the specifics of it, you know? Like it's scary, nobody wants to, but ultimately that can be the difference in you
Almost
making
800,000 people a year die from strokes. Like that's crazy. The annual cost in the U.S. from obesity related illnesses is $1.72 trillion. Like that's what people spend on things that are related to obesity. The irony of me saying that while I'm eating a piece of pizza, right? But that's the point. This is to illustrate this is what the average person eats. And what's crazy to me is like my performance is really bad eating like this. I feel awful. I get more irritable, more irritated with her, even with the baby. Like that's so scary. You imagine like if we ate like this all the time and that like made you get irritated with the baby all the time. Oh my God, no wonder people yell at their kids and beat them. So according to that, I have to eat 5 slices of this to reach the average American. Oh wow.
That was huge.
You eat so loud. What are you doing?
I like how she kept me.
Okay, I've ate 5 slices minus 2 crusts. I can't anymore. The point of this whole video, and I hope that you got it, is that there are healthier options for if you just can't do away with, you know, the pizzas, the burgers, the cereal, that sort of thing. But in all reality, having egg whites for breakfast is going to do you more good long term than eating, you know, ultra processed cereal. Eating chicken and rice for lunch with, you know, broccoli or asparagus or whatever is going to do you more good in the long run than a hamburger. Eating fish or steak or chicken with vegetables and either like potatoes or you know, rice again, that's going to do you more good than eating a pizza. And I understand that like you can't just ask everybody to, you know, stop eating garbage food, but it would be really nice if you could. And I hope that, you know, talking about the conditions that these things, you know, can lead to has kind of opened some eyes a little bit to how serious this actually is. There is no, well, in 5 years, you know, I'll go on a diet and keep my weight like to whatever BMI. It's not about that. It's about not mistreating your body because, you know, on top of heart disease and strokes and diabetes and all that sort of thing, chronic kidney disease is crazy. I've seen so many like late 30s, early 40-year-olds with chronic kidney disease from just, you know, drinking too much, eating garbage food, just taking too many medications, taking too many, you know, oh, well, headache, well, ibuprofen. It's like, well, you can't like deal with a low amount of pain. All that stuff will add, you know, to your kidney dysfunction in the long run if you just use medication for everything. I mean, there's so many factors and hopefully, you know, we've said something that's meaningful throughout this video.
And we've both, me more so than you, I've been, you know, overweight, obese at some point in time. Like, it's hard to give up. But ultimately, when you go a certain amount of time without the junk food, I don't know if you noticed, I didn't take any, I'm not tempted to eat any of that. Whenever, sugar's addictive, I mean, ultimately. So if you can tough it out for, what is it, like 2 weeks?
Couple of weeks, yeah.
And,
it becomes
and you get through those
easier.
Withdrawals, because they are withdrawals when you have those cravings, you're not going to want it anymore.
Right. Well, like when I was in college, I ate kind of shitty food. Like I would eat cereals. I would eat, hi, Fran. I would eat a lot of like processed meats because they were cheap and I was on a shoestring budget. And that's understandable. But once I got out of college and I could afford actual food, like whole foods, it made a world of difference for me, just in performance. Like in the last year, I finished college at the end of last year. It's been less than a year since I graduated college, and my squat has gone up by over 100 pounds. My bench has gone up by about 50 pounds. My deadlift has gone up by over 100 pounds. Like just in the physical performance arena, you can see the difference in like eating crappy food versus eating whole foods. It truly is a big, and today the workout was garbage because we ate garbage food. So there's that. So if you learned something, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, give us a like.
If you agree with us, give us a like.
Well, we're going to get a lot of thumbs down.
Oh, yeah.
That's
but
okay.
ultimately, You have excuses. Your body gives back what you give it.
Yep.
So
Sounds right. All right, we'll see. Oh,
she didn't want to say bye yet.
she's not ready to go. Not ready to get off camera.
No.
We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.